Hey fams, good day and welcome back to our YouTube channel Diary TV. Of course, I'm your humble host, Divine Favor A Woggle. And to today's segment, I bring you the very best from the world of football. Yes, everything Nigerian football and beyond. If you're a Super Eagle fan, you're gonna want to stick around for this one because we've got some massive news to unpack today. The Nigerian Football Federation, or NFF for short, has just dropped a bombshell. Our very own Super Eagles are officially locked in for the 2025 Unity Cup in London. That's right, folks. The green and white are heading to the UK for what's shaping up to be an epic showdown. And guess who's got something to say about it? None other than Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle himself. Is fired up, and we are going to dive deep into his reactions, what this tournament means for Nigeria, and why this is such a big deal for fans like you and me. Yes, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button if you're excited for the Super Eagles, and if you're new here, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our updates. Let's grow this football community together. Alright, let's kick things off with the headline story. Yes, the Unity Cup is back and it's bigger than ever. For those who might not know, this isn't just any friendly match or random tournament. The Unity Cup is a special invitational event that brings together some of the most passionate footballing nations for a celebration of sport, culture, and community. And this time it's happening in May 2025 at the Gench Community Stadium in Brentford, West London. Now, if you're wondering why the Gench Stadium sounds familiar, it's because it's the home of Premier League side Brentford FC. Picture this: a 70,250 capacity arena packed with fans chanting, waving, of course, flags, and bringing that electric vibe that only international football can deliver. I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about it. Seriously, the 2025 edition is extra special because it's a four-nation showdown. We've got Nigerian Super Eagles, of course, but they are not alone. They'll be facing off against their longtime West African rivals, Ghana's Black Stars. Oh, you know what's gonna be spicy. And then, representing the Caribbean, we've got Jamaica's Reggae Boys and Trinidad and also Tobago's Soca Warriors. This lineup is pure fire, blending African and Caribbean football flair in a way that's gonna keep us glued to our screens. What makes the Unity Cup stand out is its vibes. It's not just about the goals and tacticals, it's about bringing communities together. Think of it as a week-long festival with football at its heart, mixed with music, food, and that cultural ride we all love. Now, Nigeria versus Ghana alone is enough to get pulses racing, but throw in Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, yeah, this is gonna be one for the history books. So what do you think about this lineup? Are you hyped for Nigerians versus Ghana, or are you curious about how we'll stack up against the Caribbean teams? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading all of them. Let's move on to what the NFF had to say about the big announcement. Yes, up next is the NFF confirms Super Eagles Sports, why it matters. Alright, let's talk about the Nigerian Football Federation big move. The NFF didn't just casually mention the Super Eagles participation, they came out with an official statement and you can feel the excitement behind it. According to NFF President, of course, Brian Musa Gashua, the Unity Cup is a vital opportunity for the team to come together and gel ahead of some massive challenges later in the year. And when he says challenges, he's talking about the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in September. Now let's put this in context. The Super Eagles are in a tricky spot right now. If you caught their match international break, you know it was a mixed bag. They pulled off a solid 2-0 win against Rwanda in Kigali. Shout out to that away victory, but then they stumbled with a 1-1 draw against Zimbabwe at home in Uyo. That result stung, no lie. It's left Nigeria's World Cup hopes hanging by a thread. With only 4 games left to turn things around, they've got to win big, including a tough away match against South Africa, and hope all the results go their way. So why is the Unity Cup such a big deal for the NFF? It's all about preparation and momentum. This tournament, of course, gives the Super Eagles a chance to regroup, test new strategies, and of course build that team chemistry that's so crucial for high-stakes qualifiers. Plus, playing in London means they are performing on a global stage in front of Nigerian fans in the diaspora and new audiences who might not get to see them often. It's a chance to show the world what Nigerians made of. I gotta say, I respect the NFF strategy here. They're not just throwing the team into random friendlies, they're picking a tournament with meaning, one that's aligned with Nigerian footballing legacy. The Super Eagles have a history with the Unity Cup, having won it back in 2004. Could 2025 be another trophy run? I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Well, what's your take on the NFF's decision to join the Unity Cup? Smart move or too risky with the World Cup qualifiers looming? Let me know in the comments and let's keep this convo going. Next up, we're diving into what Eric Chelle had to say about all this. Yes, Eric Chille's reaction, a coach with a vision. Now let's get to the man of the hour, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle. If you're not familiar with him yet, Chille is a Malian tactician who took over the Nigerian team in January 2025 and is already making waves. NFF confirmed the Unity Cup news. Chille didn't just nod and move on. He came out with a statement that got fans buzzing. Here's the gist. Chille is pumped about the Unity Cup because it's a golden opportunity to shake things up. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, and he's looking forward to using the tournament to test new players and try out different roles. That's huge. It shows he's not just sticking with the usual suspects. He's ready to, of course, take risks and build a squad that's stronger and more versatile for the World Cup qualifiers in September and October. Let's break this down. Chille's only been in charge for a few months and has already shown he's not afraid to make mold calls. He hit his first two matches, and Rwanda win and Zimbabwe draw. He mostly stuck with the core players we all know. Guys like William Trust Ekong, Victor Osimhen and Demola Lookman, but now he's hitting at bringing in fresh faces who could be eyeing maybe some young talents from the Nigerian Premier League or perhaps dual national players who've been on the radar like their Sheffield United defender Femi Seriki we've heard whispers about. Yes, Chille's approach is refreshing because it shows he's thinking long term. The Unity Cup isn't just a chance to win a trophy, it's a testing ground. He's going to experiment with formation, maybe switch up the attacks or midfield and see who can handle the pressure of facing teams like Ghana, Jamaica, and Trinidad, and of course Tobago. And let's be real, Ghana's Black Stars are no pushovers. That rivalry goes back some 4 years, and they've got a chip on their shoulders after some past clashes. Chille knows he's got to get the squad firing on all cylinders. I'm also loving Chille's confidence. He's not just talking about participation. Of course, he's talking about strengthening the team. That's the kind of mindset you want from a coach leading a 3-time African champion nation. But it's not going to be easy. Of course, the Super Eagles have a lot to prove after that Zimbabwe draw, and fans are watching closely. What do you think Chille's got up his sleeves? Any player would have loved to see get a call up for the Unity Cup. Hit the comments with your dream lineup. I'm curious. Let's talk about the opponents next because this tournament is stacked. Yes. Up next, of course, is the opposite Ghana's Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. All right, let's seize up the competition because the Super Eagles aren't walking into a picnic. The 2025 Unity Cup is up for 10 gauntlets, and each opponent brings something unique to the table. Let's, of course, start with the big one, Ghana's Black Stars. Nigeria versus Ghana is the definition of a heavyweight clash. These two have been going at it for decades, and the rivalry is as intense as ever. Ghana's got 4 African Cups of Nations titles to Nigerians 3, and they love reminding us about it. The Black Stars are coming to London with something to prove, especially after their 4-1 thrashing of Nigeria in the past Unity Cup match. Ouch, that one still stings. Led by Captain Jordan Ayew, Ghana's got a mix of Premier League stars and hungry youngsters who will be gunning for bragging rights. Choose better to have a game plan, and because this is going to be battle. Next up, of course, Jamaica's Reggae Boys. Don't sleep on this team. Jamaica's got pace, power, and flair with players who can actually light up the pitch. Of course, they are calling their match against Trinidad and Tobago the Trini Jam Derby, and it's their first ever clash on UK soil. That's happening on the May 27th kicking off the tournament, and the winner could face Nigeria in the final on May 31. Jamaica is motivated to show they can hang with African giants, so the Super Eagles need to be ready for your energy. And then we've got Trinidad and Tobago Soccer Warriors, coached by none other than Dwight York. Yeah, the Manchester United legend Trinidad might be the underdog here, but they're no strangers to causing upset. York's got his team playing with heart, and they're using the Unity Cup to prep for their own World Cup qualifiers. Their match against Jamaica is going to set the tone, and if they pull off a win, they could be a dark horse in the final. What I love about this lineup is the diversity. You've got West African giants, Caribbean flair, and a whole lot of history packed into one tournament. The Gench Community Stadium is going to be rocking from May 27th to May 31st with semi-finals, a third place playoff, and the grand final. Nigeria faces Ghana on May the 28th, and depending on how things go, they'll either play for the trophy or their third place on the 31st. Either way, it's must-watch football. Who's your pick to win the Unity Cup? Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, or Trinidad and Tobago? Let's start a poll in the comments. I'm rooting for the Super Eagles, but I want to hear your predictions. Let's wrap this up with what this all means for Nigeria's future. Why the Unity Cup matters for Nigerian future, of course, that's what up next. So why should you care about the Unity Cup beyond the excitement of the matches? For Nigeria, this tournament is a stepping stone to something bigger. The Super Eagles are at the crossroads. The 2026 World Cup is the ultimate goal, and we just shake it start in the qualifiers. Every match counts. The Unity Cup gives Chills and the team a chance to iron out the kinks, text new talents, and build that winning mentality. Plus, it's a chance to unite fans whether you're in Lagos, London, or anywhere else. The Super Eagles represent pride and passion. Playing in London means connecting with the Nigerian diaspora, showing young fans what the green and white are all about, and maybe even inspiring the next generation of stars. I'm also excited about the cultural side. The Unity Cup isn't just football, it's a celebration of African and Caribbean heritage. Expect food, styles, music, and that vibrant energy that makes this event unforgettable. For Nigeria, it's a chance to showcase our spirit on and off the pitch. Get ready for May, guys, and there you have it, folks, the full scope on the Super Eagles journey to the 2025 Unity Cup. From the NFF's big announcement to Eric Chelle's bold plans, this tournament is shaping up to be a game changer for Nigeria. May the 27th to 31st at the Ganj Community Stadium. Mark your calendars because you don't want to miss it. What's got you most excited? Nigeria versus Ghana, Chills new players, or just the vibe of the Unity Cup? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's of course keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow football fans, and subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more Super Eagles updates coming your way, so stay tuned. Of course, we remain Diary TV. Until next time, keep supporting Nigerian football and let's soar like eagles.